friends. Okay, this is day 28 of our 60-day YouTube video. Jeremy's in this one with me today. We just finished doing our home study update, and we thought it was going to cost $1,000. Turns out she only charged us $500. So
discounts all
that was better. Does it change how angry you are anyways?
No.
No. She gave us some good information, but obviously it was sad information. But our home study is updated, so we're good. Can you show me about how easy the Wonderfold is?
Sure.
So we've had some talk. So this is the Wonderfold. And this is a stroller that, oh my goodness, I wish I had had this stroller like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I moved you back a little bit.
It's like a giant suitcase.
So the question was, can we get this through the Liberia airport? So what we decided is Jeremy's going to do that one, and I'm going to do this one. But there's not going to be very many times that we both have to be doing this, so that I can hold. So Lexi could ride in the Tula on his back, the Tula carrier. Hold that, you don't have to put it on. And he could put his suitcase in here, and he can roll the Wonderfold. Because the Wonderfold is like, we saw somebody yesterday at the beach with a Wonderfold. So
Yeah.
roll it around some more.
It's kind of like a dolly.
So it'll probably go downstairs okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably do a pretty good job. Can you open it up just for people that don't know? Wonderfolds are expensive, but like totally worth it. It basically ends up being like a portable pack and play. So it's literally that easy to put together, and you're done. Like that's it. It has a secret door. So those of you that have little toddlers, my girls call it a secret door, that they can crawl in and out here and get in and out. It has seats. Old trash from last time we used it. And then this comes up. So it has like a canopy.
That's from
So
the
like
hiking
even
over
our,
there.
so our 2 10-year-olds during soccer season this year, like climbed in there. So, and it's still pretty easy to roll around. So like we could like live with this in the airport, but then let's see if you can fold it back up fairly quick. It's pretty sturdy. It's a 300-pound capacity. Not that you want to be pushing 300 pounds ever, but like it's just really easy to fold back up. So
Actually forgot how to do it.
oh no.
Do you remember?
I think you just push the button.
Oh yeah. The button. Sorry.
Yeah, push the button.
There
It's
you
like
go.
a little bitty release, and then it hooks
There you go.
together. So it's not even like that hard to hook together. And then you really could just put stuff in here or attach it to the side and roll it through the airport. So we won't have to get like a luggage thing. If we push it out, we can pretty much put all our stuff in it. My plan is to let, so I got this too. This is my backpack. So Jeremy and I both have these that we're gonna have all of our stuff in. And then we're both gonna be carrying a foldie. I'm gonna give Jeremy the navy blue one. So foldie and backpack. 2 of our kids are gonna have double backpacks front and back, and then one is gonna have a backpack and a foldie. And the foldies are cool too. It's kind of a newer toy. The thing that we like about the foldie is it fits under the seat. Has a lot of compartments. It's got a waterproof pocket. But honestly, just it has an extension pocket that if you unzip it, it gets bigger. So that's good. So we're gonna try not to use the extender pocket unless we have to. But this will fit under the seat. So our kids are basically gonna be carrying 2 personal items. So they're gonna have each one of them's gonna have a purple backpack and a foldie, and the other 2 are just gonna have these 2 small purple backpacks. Now, these are considered personal items, so our kids are basically gonna have 2 personal items. So even if they say the foldie is a little big, we'll be like, well, it's personal. So that's good. We're leaving here in 12 days.
Feels like
So
tomorrow.
we need to leave the night of the 9th. To leave to be in Tennessee on the 10th. We're gonna stay there the 10th and the 11th. Go to the airport on the 12th.
Yes.
And pretty much everything on here, plus a whole lot more stuff, needs to fit in these things. that we're gonna do.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. When we were talking to our home study, so the problem is like trying to get the adoption done. So if we get their adoption done and we have a final decree of adoption on the Liberian side, if we send our kids back to the orphanage, that could be viewed by U.S. immigration as a relinquishment, even though it's not. So she was saying that her concern on that plan, which that's not really what I want to do anyway, and I don't think it's what anybody wants to do, but she just said before we agree to the final adoption part, we probably need to be prepared to stay in country as long as it takes at least one of us, because that could be viewed as a relinquishment. And the U.S. government, she said that the U.S. government has caused so many problems with international adoption that their company is going to continue the international adoptions they have pending, of course, but they're not taking on new, like, it's, the international world is not conducive because of the U.S. State Department.
Yeah, the time it takes for her to do all the paperwork and the time spent, they lose money.
Yeah, so even though we have the rights as American citizens to adopt these kids internationally, the ways to do it are dwindling. So she said 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they were doing 40,000 a year.
Yeah.
International adoptions, and now it's 1,500 last year.
1,300.
1,300, yeah. So that's pretty sad because you think about the international adoption culture, and like, of course, like not everybody has a great story, but I don't know, it just makes me sad. I didn't realize the numbers were that dismal when we went down this road. We do have friends that are in Liberia right now that are not with our agency, but a different agency, and they have an embassy appointment on February 1st, Thursday. So we're hoping that that passes through, that they give them permission to come home with their kids without much further ado, right? We did find out you can buy distilled water too for Jeremy's breathing machine at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Well, we had another home study.
Our third home study.
So we fostered before this. I feel like we've had people in our home checking our house for like the last, 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm. And Janelle's really nice. Like
she's great.
She's great, but like we had to give her shot records for our dog, and
I still haven't been arrested.
Yeah, we're still not federal criminals. We're still haven't been arrested. All of that. Jeremy was funny because like yesterday he was like, I feel like we should have a packing walkthrough, like a practice packing walkthrough. And I'm like,
just put it all in there.
We're leaving in 12 days. Like,
that's like a couple days before we leave.
Yeah, I gotta work a lot this
week. And like put
too.
people's stuff on and see how they can manage it.
Yeah. I have to work like 2 days the week we leave and 3 days this next week. So I gotta work 5 out of the next 12 days.
Yeah, we gotta do a lot of schooling.
Gotta do some schooling.
Getting ahead.
So, and another thing is we're gonna do 2 suitcases, but I think what we're gonna do is this duffel bag we're gonna use as presents. We're gonna put all the presents for all the kids in this and check it. But it also fits. It has a trolley. This is a Vera Bradley like duffel bag that I have had for.
It's old.
I've had it since our oldest 2 kids were babies because I couldn't find a diaper bag. This thing is great. It's got 2 pockets on the inside, so I could put one. I had basically like kids that were 7 months apart, so worse than twins because they needed different things. Like what a 10-month-old and what a 3-month-old needs is totally different. So I found this this was my diaper bag for years. And I've never gotten rid of it because I use it a lot. Like I'll start to think, oh, maybe I don't need that anymore, and then I'll use it. The strap was comfy. Always has a comfy strap. I may switch the strap out to a noonday strap just to kind of represent noonday while we're gone. I don't know that I want to check luggage with a noonday strap.
Well, the common thing with traveling is that everybody says to pack as little as possible.
Yeah, but this is for this bag is for kids that aren't our kids.
I mean, technically, you could take 2 suitcases per person.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Well, and honestly, I blame Devin for that because Devin and Sela have basically like terrified us that the Liberian airport is gonna like bring us to our knees. So
I'm ready.
You're ready. So this is day 28. Are you cheered up a little bit?
It's fun to talk about our anger.
What are you angry about?
Just the delayed process.
Thank you for my biggest chalkboard in the world.
Yes.
Jeremy painted that for me.
We may be getting a lawyer.
We are going to get a lawyer. We've already decided.
Yes.
We're going to get an
They,
international
UC.
adoption lawyer just to give us a overview of what we're facing, and it'll be expensive, but everything else is expensive too. And
I think it's good to have them on retainer
I
and
feel like
they're
our
aware
kids
of
need
our
that.
situation just in case while
Yeah.
we're there.
I feel like our kids need that, and legal representation. We're going to talk to the lawyer and see if he wants to combo with another family that lives close that we need to talk to.
Yep.
If maybe we get a discount because our cases are so similar. But we just feel like as American citizens that the U.S. State Department does not hear us, see us, or follow the law for us. And that's what I was talking to our home city agent today about, that's not legal. And she's like, legal or not, they kind of do what they want. So, she recommended the international adoption lawyer route because they have they have professional connections with specific people within the U.S. Immigration office and the U.S. They know more people, and they will help us, number one, understand what we're facing, and number two, if we for some reason get our adoption sent somewhere that is scary for adoptive families, for it to be sent where they're basically saying that the U.S. Embassy denies our adoption, saying we need further investigation.
Yeah.
If that happens, we'll have that lawyer. We'll already have a relationship with that lawyer instead of being in this 30-day count of trying to get somebody to represent us. So we're going to go on and pursue that on the front end.
Somebody that's actually done the country.
Liberia, yeah. Somebody that has experience in Liberia. So, although that all of this stuff kind of puts a damper on our trip.
Honestly, I feel kind of good about it in a way. I feel like we're fighting against so many entities.
But we always have been.
It's good to have somebody fighting on our side.
Yeah.
Even if we're paying for them.
Oh yeah, no, for sure we'll be paying for them. And I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that our case will get pushed through. Because I've talked in a couple of our videos about how our other kids were pretty miraculous when they showed up. Why not these?
Sure.
I want to have that story of we were apprehensive, we didn't think anything was going to work out, but we still on faith went just for nothing else but to give our kids some hope that we are still coming, and that we aren't going to just leave them there. So
maybe it'll happen on the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
22nd. That day has always been famous.
Oh, on February 22nd? Or March 22nd?
Any 22nd is
yeah, so January 22nd is when we got engaged.
Yep.
February 22nd, I don't think anything happened. March 22nd was our oldest child's original due date. She was born on the 25th, but her birth mother said her due date was 22nd. Now her ultrasounds and measurements, they were like, well, we can't induce until this date because of their convenience. So anyways, they induced her on the 25th, and she was born on the 25th.
May.
April, I don't know.
That's
One of our
right.
kids came home from the hospital on April 22nd, but then she had to go back and get readmitted. Wah wah.
Well,
She didn't come home the 22nd. She came home the 21st. So that doesn't matter. That was actually a scary day, and then she had to get readmitted. I don't think anything happened. May 22nd is when we got married. June 22nd is the birthday of our oldest child's birth mother, actually. July 22nd. I don't think anything happened. August 22nd is when Jeremy became an internet predator, which really we shouldn't joke about. But he didn't know me, and he friended me on MySpace.
MySpace, yeah.
And so that was August 22nd. October 22nd is when our water broke with our middle child. My water broke, not really yours. Train's moving, baby.
Where are we here?
We better go inside. Water broke unexpectedly. Ugh. November 22nd was our middle child's initial due date, but she showed up on October 23rd after my water broke on 22nd. Our meaning me and my child.
December 22nd.
December 22nd is when we got a phone call from our birth mother for our oldest child, and she asked if she could meet us.
Yes. So 22 is important.
So you want March 22nd?
February would be good, but yeah, March.
February
if we get out in
22nd.
March, that's a good deal.
February 22nd. You're crazy.
We were there for 12 days.
We're there for 9 days. No, we're gonna be there for 12 days. We're not gonna actually. So when we finally get settled in Africa to our resort Airbnb situation, that we're going to stay at for 3 weeks. It will be February 16th. So we will leave here on February 9th-ish, 10th, depending on the packing situation.
Are we traveling by sailboat?
We are not. Although it would take 6 to 8 days by boat, according to Google.
68?
6 to 8
6 to 8 days?
by boat across the Atlantic Ocean.
That must be a good moving boat.
Yeah, we Googled it. Like,
It took the Pilgrims like 2-3 months.
well, they weren't on a.
No motor.
I just don't know if it's right. Maybe they were talking about the shortest distance. Maybe it's like up in Greenland or something. I don't know. It just, if you say to Google, hey Google, how long does it take to cross the Atlantic Ocean by boat? It says 6 to 8 days.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's
Sounds like a rocky road.
like I'm not gonna argue with Google.
You should.
So we're gonna leave car seats here. So there's a part of me that was super nervous that we would need to have our kids in booster seats driving around Liberia. I've abandoned that. I even have inflatable ones, and I'm still just gonna be like, I am gonna put the inflatable ones in our Suburban, so that if we're able to bring them home, when we get back to Tennessee, we can drive home in our Suburban with the inflatable car seats and be safe. But I'm not gonna load in all the big boosters.
When in Liberia?
Yeah, there's
Just
gonna go on the resilience of my kids' necks and be fun. So,
Yep.
You seem like you're cheered up. Jeremy's feeling a little down.
I feel better. We're about to go watch football.
You're gonna watch some football.
Get to vent a little.
Yeah, we gotta get on. Paul's the only letter we need.
He texted me about
Oh,
it.
he did it.
He said he would, as soon as
See you
they're
in
done
airport.
breaking down in Texas, the
We'll do it.
church service, he would get a
Okay.
thing on that.
Yeah, so we needed our pastor to confirm that we are and still, in fact, he's our neighbor and our friend, and he's
Yes.
actually the last email we need for our homesteading. He's usually the first.
He's out of town.
I really didn't capitalize on it as much as I probably should have when I saw him. What else?
I mean, we're pretty much focused on the trip.
Oh, I need to write. So kitchen scissors is one thing that they said to pack some of the other moms.
Pots and pans
Yeah, no, we're not gonna take pots and pans. We just need like one pan.
and a spatula.
Yeah. They just said they didn't have a hard time. They had a hard time with kitchen scissors. You don't realize how much you use kitchen scissors.
I don't use them at all.
You do though. They're sitting right there on the table. You do to open things and to cut things. The kids. And a spatula. I think I already put a peeler somewhere. Fruit peeler. Okay. All right. I think that'll get it. It's ended up being longer. You always make it longer. Oh, I wanted to quickly show the noonday stuff I'm wearing right now. This made in East Asia for trafficking victims. This bracelet, the pearlescent and the forte, and then the rings made in India. And if you live local, my sample sale is still going. Noonday Collection is one of our favorite outlets for good works, and it's a for-profit company that sells fair trade items made all over the world by entrepreneurs.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Hands in my pockets.
How many bathing suits are you taking?
One.
Yeah.
Only got one.
Yeah. You wanted to take 2, and I was like, no. Okay. Bye, friends. You're still smiling. Say bye, friends.
Bye, friends.